matching body cladding. So let's see how it looks. And man, worn out, but nobody else gonna do it but me. Just stay hydrated, stay on it, rest up tonight. Home in the AC. And it's a shame I'm not at the house in the Ozarks with my wife. Just felt a wave of anxiety as I said that. It's like boom, boom, like my head kind of throbs. You know, this guy didn't force this job on me. He came and asked for a quote, and I quoted him, and he said, "When can you do it?" And I scheduled it, and I took it in, and here we are. Then 2 months, I think it might have been 9 weeks at this point. So all that work of masking, and then I just pull it off, wad it up, throw it away. You know, it's an interesting process. I mean, I'm not one for keeping track of hours, but I wouldn't be surprised if I spent 8 hours masking this truck just for dyeing this body cladding, not including masking it for the paint job, and before that masking it for spraying primer. I wouldn't be surprised if I have 25 hours, I mean, into total masking. I don't even know, it doesn't matter, like. And of course, there's a tiny spot that a tail of masking tape was over, and it's still gray, so I've got to grab a little paintbrush and dab some dye on that. Hopefully there's not a whole bunch of these, because man, I've got nothing but, you know, the little bit of dye that's in the bottom of the empty cup, and my paintbrush like pulled bristles out. I got lazy. I'm like ready to close shop, so I'm not really keeping up with things. I'm not reordering supplies and keeping Yeah, you gotta be careful with Ghost Pearl. You can't just put any color pearl over any color paint. And even the amount that you use is important. If you complete it. The good news, I have done really meticulous work, and I haven't skipped any steps because he hasn't pushed me. He has pushed me on the schedule, and you're gonna get more than you paid for in reward for your patience. And you know, I pointed out that I'm emotional, and that I run on emotion, and whatever the mood is really sets the tone for my work and my whole day. I'm super high strung. I care way too much about everything. So basically I told him that if he stresses me on this and makes me feel rushed and unhappy and miserable, and if I don't feel like me and him are friends, then I'm not really gonna feel that good about putting a whole lot of time and a whole lot of, like, you know, heartfelt effort into it. And I wasn't even at all implying that I wasn't going to do a good job, but I was admitting that my mood affects my work and my reality. And he was a good enough guy that he understood that. And we're down to the point now where I'm masking on this thing and I'm feeling good, feeling mellow. Well, dang paint is coming off, chipping right there. And the solution to that is sand that paint off a large area, sand it back, primer it, let the primer, repaint the door, repaint. Here I am talking about this customer having patience and his reward is, and I immediately, as soon as I discovered that, I don't feel good, Blood pressure's up, I'm sure. Mood doesn't feel the same now. Now I'm paranoid about the durability of the paint job. I don't feel like I made mistakes, but there's a spot of chipped paint that I just had to touch up, and he hasn't even taken delivery of it.